Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Rick. Got a video today for me. How growing up in the 90s was just so different, and how I view things and how other people view things compared to the new generation. Please extra them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow time. Can you imagine now that
blasphemy?
Blasphemy.
The fact that he thinks men and women are different genders. Sick son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know.
Joking.
It's so crazy.
I'm kidding.
I watch at the Whatever podcast sometimes, and then I hear them debate, and they're debating the most basic topics that we learned in school when me and you were going to school. And I'm just like, wait. Why are these debates? What is going on to the next generation that they've lost so much knowledge, or they've been brainwashed so much that they don't even know what's going on?
I think the funniest part is like internet versus reality.
Mm.
Like in reality, when I'm outside and I'm walking around, people aren't just walking around with 3 penises.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like people aren't just walking around like everybody's a rainbow or something. You know, like, and that's really not the case. Like, so that's another thing too that I feel, and a lot of people are afraid to call bullshit on it, which I'm even afraid to call bullshit on it. I think it's all great. Do your thing. You know what I mean? I don't care. Do you? Like, I don't want to lose my job and my money and end up homeless because of my opinion. You know, whether you agree or you don't. But yeah, dude, sometimes I'm baffled. Like the whatever podcast, I'm just like, what? You know, I'm kind of like, this has got to be on Where are they finding these people?
I agree. I feel these women are purposely being ignorant just for content, but sometimes I'm looking at them and I'm like looking at their faces. No, they're genuinely like processing this information.
I think a lot of people don't realize. Also, you know what? To be fair, some men just want to be solo.
True.
They just do. Some women, they just want to be solo. They do. And I think it's always been kind of that way. I think a lot of people were pressured into getting married, and a lot of those things failed. I think a lot of people with the pressure of their family, just like the pressure to get a job that you don't even want. It's classic. It's the same thing happens with, when are you going to have grandkids? It's your turn next. You know? And then like people who don't even want kids are like, oh God, I'm next. Help.
I want kids, but my family's like that. So I was married for 12 years and got divorced, and they're just like,
that's right.
She wasted your years. Now you don't even have a kid. That's how my family sees me as a major failure because I don't have kids now. And I got a divorce.
But you're 37, yeah?
I'm 37.
So
but not to them, it's old.
But it's not too late.
Yeah, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
Yeah, but to them, because I don't have...
Yeah, you're dead.
Every time they... No, not my...
You're
my
fucked.
Aunts.
Oh, no.
All of my aunts. My dad doesn't push too much, but obviously he wants it.
Well, your dad knows that your dad owns a businessman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something that's like something to think about. I noticed that my parents kind of let me choose. My dad more just kind of like, he'll learn by watching.
Uh-huh.
You know, like he'll make his own decisions. Hopefully he makes a decision in this way. My mom would always do the same thing too, kind of like, what do you want to do?
Oh, okay.
But anytime I've seen parents where they're like super strict on their kids, the kids go the opposite way. And they turn into, like I'm not saying they can't bounce back and get a good life or make a good living, but it's kind of always the opposite. So for me, I just felt like I had all this freedom, and my parents were like, he's such a good kid. He's such a hard worker. I'm like, I am? And then I start believing I am. Instead of like my parents going, you don't do enough. You don't do this. You don't do that. Then I feel like kids start going, oh man, I'm a loser. You know, but it's like you never even had a chance to think for yourself.
Man, you just blew my mind right now. Maybe,
yeah.
It's because growing up during like middle school, high school, elementary school, I felt like a loser.
Isn't that crazy?
I felt inadequate. I've even told this to my counselor.
A 12-year-old feels like a loser.
Yeah, I felt I was so inadequate.
What a world.
So, but when I look back now, all of my friends that had an easier life, and then my inadequate ass, there's totally different now.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
right.
Yeah. If you think about it too, the programming back that up. I get messages all the time. DMs, 21-year-olds, 23-year-olds. I can understand when a 30-year-old hits me up and go, hey, I feel like a loser because I'm still behind living in my mom's basement. I get that. But when a 20-year-old hits me up and says, I feel behind in life, I just go, what? When I was 20, I looked at a 34-year-old and said, you're basically dead, dude. You're a loser. Like, literally, that's how I looked at it. But now, the 20-year-old, I'm like, how do you feel behind at 20? That's where society is. But that's the internet versus reality. In reality, you're 20. Keep that in your back pocket. Hold on to that shit.
No, I agree. Damn, you're making me rethink some things now. Like,
I just
even
didn't have these pressures.
even
I didn't
when
have these pressures.
so people will hit me up for DMs and stuff like same as you, but I feel for them because I get it.
Yeah, see, you're on that side of the fence. I'm like,
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I understand. This is what you probably should do because this is what I did to kind of get out of that. So I'm like, well, fuck, let's help get you out. You're in the boat, like, you're not even in anything.
yeah. My parents were like, my dad would own his own business, and my dad would go, it took me forever to figure it out. You just gotta learn how to manipulate the money. Don't let it manipulate you. And I'd go, what? Like, but it made sense later. It made sense a lot later, but I think since it took him so long, it gave me the freedom to be like, I got plenty of time.
Oh no, I got.
And my mom too. My mom was like, well, I didn't have a kid till I was 34. You got plenty of time. So like they gave me this sense of like, you're good.
Me, my mom had me at 18. My
Yeah.
dad was 20 something.
My mom was almost twice your mom's age.
Yeah, and we were in Cambodia for 5 years. Then we came here, struggled, and
Totally different life.
yeah. So my parents were like, "Work, happiness, lighting, ambiance
Yep.
wasn't a fucking thing."
Yeah, see, it's so funny because people also look at me though, like they don't realize, yes, I had the perfect white upbringing. Okay? Christmas vacations. It snowed every Christmas, even though I lived in Florida. I had exactly what you would think if you look at me. Exactly what you'd think. Didn't struggle. Christmas presents, birthday presents. I need a skateboard, clothes, shoes, whatever. Gucci. Smooth. But what happened to me, mine was in reverse. 19 hit. 2008 was right there. Dad lost his business. He was also a pill addict, and he fell victim to pills and alcohol. Parents split up because of that. Dad lost his entire business. At 19, my dad came to me and said, Jack, I need $1,200 to rent a trailer in a trailer park. Remember what I just told you about like suburb shit? Now we're going to the trailer park. And I had to give him money for his rent. So mine didn't happen. Mine happened in reverse. And then a year after that, I got a felony for selling weed. Okay? So I went from easy peasy, beautiful, breezy cover girl, all that, to fuck, it's go time. Dad's in a trailer. Mom is now a single mom, and she's out of money too now. She kept her job. She was the rock, but she's only making 60 grand a year. It's not like she's, King Tut's girlfriend or something. You know what I mean? Like, so mine happened in reverse. But luckily, I also, my 15th birthday, you might be able to resonate with this. You probably had it at the age of 10. But my 15th birthday, in the birthday card, we had a birthday party, presents and shit. It was awesome. But in the birthday card, it said, P.S. I got you a job at Domino's. You start next Monday. And my dad, I already worked with my dad for 3 years prior to that. During the summers, I'd go help him with his business, which was basically just like, I'm the son and I get to show up and make more than regular adults as a kid. But you're right. But I was taught very early, like, here's what money is. And you're going to have to learn about it a little bit, enough.
So I was raised that way. And you're right. When someone's raised how I always say it, when you rule with an iron fist and you grasp so hard, shit just slips out of your fucking grasp.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And that was me. My dad just grasped so hard. I railed against it.
Yeah.
Railed against it hard. So in my 20s, everything, got married, fucked up, got to jail for weed also, did all these stupid things, attempted so many businesses and failed miserably.
Yep.
But then now I picked back up and I'm like, oh, if I would have just listened and kind of went about what my dad kind of like
a little
set
bit
out a little bit, I'd probably be so much better off. But we never know, right?
You never know. You really don't. Because a lot of times, too, think about it like this. If you're fortunate enough for your parents to own a business, a family business, how many kids are actually going to want to take over that business?
None.
And then
Usually.
if they do, they don't really realize what they have, some of them. And then if
Yes.
they do, some of them probably just sell it. They want the money. But a lot of times that's not even the case anymore. A lot of people don't have the luxury. I'll call it a luxury because it's like monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
The chicken crossed the road. Everybody else was doing it. So for me, growing up, and to think about it, my closest friends, two of them, their dads own businesses. And guess what? They all now own their own business.
What is this?
Not their dad's business, but it took us forever to kind of figure it out. But it's because it's like, oh, he could do it.
Yes, you have a immediate model
Yeah.
in front of you.
Yeah, I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't, and I failed a bunch too. But that's not the point. The point is you're delusional enough to go, I can do that. When most parents are like, go to school, get a safe job, do this, and then you feel like a loser if you go against that because I want my parents to be happy of me because I played it safe.
Mm-mm.
But now playing it safe is actually taking a risk is playing it safe now.
Yeah.
It's all backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's classic.
classic. I hope you guys enjoyed the insight of my childhood and Jack's childhood. Even though we were like quite different in our upraising, we still ended up in a very similar spot and similar mindset. Please extract them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get you next time.